Yo, what's up, you degens? What's going on? How's everybody feeling? Black Monday, baby. Time to do some shopping. Let's go. Let's freaking go, baby. All right, guys. So, look over at Jasmy. Look how far we fell, guys. Overnight, we dropped all the way down to 1 cent 5.7. And what did I tell you guys yesterday and the day before yesterday? I said that Jasmy, and I got the receipts. I can go back in the live streams and play it for you guys. I said Jasmy could go down and kiss that 1 cent 5 level, right? I said it could even go as far as 1 cent 2, but I doubted it, that it would probably catch at 1 cent 5, which we did. And I also told you guys that Bitcoin was going to go somewhere between 48 and 52K. And Bitcoin bottomed out around 49,800. So pretty good calling. So you guys knew this was coming, right? You guys knew this was coming. Most of you guys did anyway. So hopefully you guys have some dry powder on the side, guys. I got to be honest with you. guys, 100% here. I am honestly giddy about this opportunity. I'm excited. I woke up this morning and I was like, I hadn't even looked at the market yet. I was still laying in bed. I was thinking, man, I hope we didn't recover. I hope there hasn't not been a recovery yet. Not yet. Let me buy more first, right? Exciting, guys. Very, very exciting, this opportunity. We have not seen a crash like this since C19, right? So this is a hell of an opportunity. And I showed you guys yesterday on the Bitcoin chart what happened after the crash of C19. What a massive recovery that was, right? I showed you guys that yesterday. In fact, I can show you again today if you want. Right? Let's do it. Let's look at it right now. Just in case some of you guys were not here, right? Let's go look at it on the Bitcoin chart right now. Okay? Here we are. Way back. No, that's not it. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. Got to get back to 2021 on the chart. February, September, August, July, March, April, March. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Look at this, guys. Look at this crash. I showed you guys yesterday that this isn't even like, the crash we're in now yesterday wasn't even this bad. Where were we here? How low did we go? We fell 173%. Oof, Maron. That's painful. 173%, guys. And then what happened, right? What happened immediately after that, though? What happened after that COVID crash? Look at this recovery. Look at all that recovery, guys. Look at that, right? That's what you have to zoom out and pay attention to, guys, right? That is a massive recovery from down here. Look at when you zoom out how small that looks. Look how small that looks when you zoom out, right? And then look what happened. Massive returns, guys, massive. The people who bought this C19 bottom made off with a small fortune. So, seeing as we're in a similar situation in terms of crashing, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to make a small fortune? How far have we gone down here? This isn't even 50%. This isn't even 50%. Come on. Quit crying, right? Quit crying. Look at it. That's not even that bad. So, so who's taking advantage of the situation and who's not? That is going to be in about 6 months, the people who are taking advantage of this situation, oh my God, are you going to be laughing financially, right? Oh my God. Everyone who's scared and is letting the fear get the best of you and doubts and all that stuff, you're going to miss out, man. You're going to be angry at yourself in 6 months that you didn't take advantage of this situation, right? Because here's the thing, guys. Everything, whether it's the Japanese stock market, the US stock market, right? Crypto, precious metals, everything's crashing, yes. However, everything will also recover. Sure as the sun will come up tomorrow, everything will recover. It's that simple. So what are you panicking about? If you know that eventually everything's going to recover, what are you worried about, right? What's the problem? When you really dig down deep and you dig down to what's bothering you, it's the lack of patience. You want to be rich right now, right? That's what it is. Because you know in your soul, you know the markets are going to recover. You just don't want to wait. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But I'm personally taking advantage of the situation, right? Hardcore, as heavy as I possibly can, I am taking advantage of this situation. Let me get into the chat, see what's going on. Hey, Kev, what's up, buddy? What's up? Happy discount day. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, guys. Make sure you're smashing that like and subscribe button. Helps the channel grow. Yeah, we only need 11 subs to get us to 6,100. So let's go, man. Smash that subscribe button. If you appreciate the research and the hard work that we put in here. Young Arsonist, hey Rob, why do some of your videos play in the background but others not? I don't know what you mean, my friend. I don't know. I record all my videos are recorded the exact same way, so I don't know why there would be some sort of difference on my end. But I don't know what you mean. Boomer, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Williams in the house. What's up, buddy? Tara. Hey, Rob and Jasmy family, either HODL or DCA. You ain't getting me. You getting me, Jasmy, till the bull run. Exactly. Exactly. Here's the mindset I have, guys, right? Is that I will never sell. Never. You will not shake me out. I will ride my entire portfolio to zero before I sell. We're going to ride this till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Boomer in the house, absolutely. Tracy, how you doing? Not that I wanted to see this morning. Not what I wanted to damn. Keep the faith holding, but ouch. Yeah, hey. All you can do is fill your bags, right? That's all we can do, man. Guys, all is not lost. All is not lost. Okay? I promise you that. Things will turn around. Things will get better. Hey, Rob, do you see Jasmy dropping more since the Japan market crashed? I don't know. I think we're probably pretty close to bottom. I told you guys yesterday that Jasmy would probably bottom somewhere around 1.5 cents, and we did. And we've recovered significantly since then. If we go back over to Jasmy, I mean, we're back up like back up to 1.9 cents. Since we bottomed, we're up 25, almost 26% since we bottomed. So everyone who bought the bottom there, you're already up like 26%. Pretty good recovery, pretty good dip to buy. Galaxy Shooter, what's up, man? It looks like Bitcoin and Ethereum volume is up by a lot. Yeah, volume across the board is up by a lot. Look at this, guys. Watch this. Let's go over to... Oh, we're starting to see some green in the market now. Look at this. Myria is actually up 5.7%. Helium Mobile's up 4%. But look at the volume on Jasmy. 383 million. Volume is coming back into the market hugely. Look at KASPA's volume. 554 million, guys. Volume is pouring into the market right now. Pouring in. People are buying the dip. Chainlink's below $10. My goodness. Wow. What an opportunity, guys. We are holding strong. Absolutely, man. Studio Tech, what's up, man? Just added more to my bags into Jasmy, but still nice. Yeah. I mean, listen, guys, I had somebody in the comment section this morning. They were like preaching to me that they were demanding that I talk about, they're like, shouldn't you be talking about Black Monday? Really? You're going to tell me what to talk about on my channel? Right? I shouldn't be talking about anything except what I damn well want to talk about, right? I try to talk about there's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on, right? And when every single channel is talking about the same thing, I like to talk about some of the other stuff that's going on, because otherwise you guys miss it. You miss all the other stuff that's going on, right? Look at Ondo's up 8.3%, guys. I told you guys to pick up Ondo yesterday when it was 50 cents. It's up to 73.5 cents. Wow. Fantastic opportunity that was. Kevin, no dry powder right now, but I'll be buying in later this week. Yeah, it's not going to be a V-shaped recovery, so you should have a couple of weeks to DCA, in my opinion. Andy, buy more. It's a great time. Exactly. I was dead asleep when Jasmy hit 175. As of right now, I'm confident in my bags. Yeah, well, that's why I like to set buy orders at those ridiculously low prices, just in case. I can't tell you how many times I've had buy orders fill at low prices when I was sleeping in the middle of the night. All the time that happens, all the time. That's why I always set buy orders at ridiculously low prices, because you never know, right? Aman, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Danny, I hope it drops a bit more. Yeah. I want to buy another bunch later today. Market has recovered well. I wasn't doubting it one bit. Absolutely. It's already started to recover, man. It could get worse. It could get worse, but, you know, I'm just going to keep buying, guys. I'm going to buy and I'm going to buy and I'm going to buy until I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to keep buying until this parabolic bull run kicks off. Rob, you are the best out there. Everything you predict on Jasmy happened, my man. You are top-notch VIP subscription worth it. Thank you so much, Studio Tech. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Lily's in the house. You forgot to say yo. I'm on 100K more XCN during the August sale. Nice. Congratulations, man. Couldn't sleep last night because I wanted to buy the dip you predicted last night. Yes. Yeah, we called it, and it hit, brother. We called it. Chris, we have more dumping with Genesis Exchange and Mt. Gox, around 6.4 billion left to dump, plus the conflict. We have more bleeding coming, but I'm a DCA right now. And here's the thing though, right? I agree with you. We have a lot of negative left still. Well, a fair amount. I wouldn't say a lot, but and I'm going to show you on here that at the same time that this bad is happening, guys, BlackRock, Fidelity, all of these people, they're buying up Bitcoin like crazy right now. So that may end up countering whatever shakeouts we have left, or lessening it, lightening the blow anyways. Time to load up on Swift, Tracy. Absolutely. John, man, my heart sank. Well, was about to lose everything, but still about to sell what I have left. But something just told me, hold on, pal. Look, hopefully we only go. Yeah, hey, man, you can't let that emotion get the best of you, brother. Absolutely. I'm glad you didn't give in to that, because you would have really, really regretted it, in the next few days, next few weeks, right? David, time is money. Diamond hands, baby. Mary, they're not like us. We're holding strong. Jasmy, XCN, and Swift to the moon. Absolutely. Lily, yo. John, hey, by the way, holding strong. Good to hear it, man. D. Kinsight. What's up, man? So what's the next price target and when for Jasmy, according to you, my friend? Well, I mean, there's too many variables right now, man. The market has to settle down before we can start to see what's going to happen next, right? We need to settle down. We need to consolidate. We need to pick a support level, and we need to consolidate. And we have not set a support level yet. So once we get that support level set in place, we can start to see the charts play out a little bit, and we'll be able to know where we're going from there, right? There's too many variables right now. We don't even know if we're done dumping yet, right? Any thoughts on the bottom for quant? Let's go to quant. Let's go to quant. Hang on, I'm gonna bring up the quant chart. Just bear with me for a moment. Let's have a look. What's quant looking like? A lot of charts, guys. I was looking at altcoins last night. We were doing altcoin requests on the live stream. A lot of altcoins right now are playing out the exact same kind of pattern here. They're all doing this right here. All of them. They all have that downward trend line. And what this tells me is when you have this kind of downward channel, what this tells me is eventually you're going to have a break to the upside, and it's going to be a big one, right? So quant actually looks pretty bullish to me on the daily time frame. As you can see, we went all the way down to $50. Wow, we're up back up to 59. But I mean, I think quant could retest around that $50 mark again, but I don't think it's going to go too much lower than it is, guys. All of these charts are setting up on the altcoins the exact same way, right? We've got this falling channel, descending channel that generally will break to the upside massively the longer we're in it, right? So it's only a matter of time before that happens. We just need to see some positivity. I also told you guys yesterday that we were likely going to see a Fed emergency meeting, and they were going to start to cut rates. And sure enough, we wake up today, and what do we see? Rumors about the Fed calling in an emergency meeting to cut rates. Right? I told you guys this yesterday, that this was going to happen. They're not going to wait until the middle of September to cut rates when this is happening across the globe, right? The Democrats, I'm not even going to say Democrats, the party that's in office in the White House right now, in an election year, is going to do everything they can to turn the economy around, to put Band-Aids on it, to make it look as good as possible. Otherwise, they're going to lose the election. Doesn't matter who's in office. That's what's going to happen, right? So all of this happening, guys, understand that it's in the government's best interest at this point, if they want to win an election, to try to stop the bleeding on this, right? So you have, for a change of pace, you actually have the government's best interests lining up with yours, albeit temporarily, right? So I wouldn't be that concerned about it. Studio Tech, that JASMY 1 cent 5 was a bargain. I was waiting for this morning immediately to hit. Rob, nobody liked you out there. Thank you so much, Studio Tech. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love. John, so what if China would do this again, as it seems anyone with lots of money can just crash the market? It seems different. That's kind of an oversimplification, though, my friend. I wouldn't say that this is because of China alone that China did this, right? This was a cascade effect of a lot of different things coming into play. The job markets, the Japanese stock exchange. The thing is that Japan never cut rates, or sorry, they never increased rates. They've been at basically par for a while now, right? And they were borrowing at 0% interest. So then when they started to actually increase rates, now that's what's causing the cascade effect in Japan, right? So I wouldn't just say, well, China crashed the whole market. I wouldn't say that, right? We're seeing a global destruction of markets right now. There's no one entity or one country that's responsible solely for what's happening right now. And it's not just crypto. It's everything. What's your thoughts on this week's futures with the JASMY on Coinbase? Do you think it will be good for price or negative? At this point, I think it'll kind of be a net neutral, to be honest with you, until the markets determine where the bottom is and we start to see some consolidation. Everything's up in the air, right? David says time is money. JASMY Perpetual will open on or after 9 a.m. UTC on August 8th on Coinbase. David thinks that will help. Up BTC up, everything else as well, like 10%, give or take on all alts. Yes, that's the thing, right? If you were buying the lows this morning and last night, guys, you're actually up right now, right? Liquidity, what's up, man? What is going on? Wish I would have caught this live sooner. We've been going for about a half hour. You're not bad. You're not too late. Bates, thank you. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Rob, people need to start listening to you. Everything you predict actually happened. Wow. You are the X factor. I'm speechless. Hey, thank you so much, Studio Tech. I appreciate it, man. I just try to give you guys the honesty of what's going to happen. I don't FUD it. I don't paint a pretty picture. I just say, this is what's going to happen, guys. So be ready, right? And we were ready, baby. We were ready. So much of retail is selling, not much of smart money. Exactly. I know there's fear in the markets and everything, but seriously, you got to buy low and sell high. Why even take a loss? Exactly. 100% liquidity. Very, very simple way of thinking about it, right? 100%. Ty, what's up, man? Hope all is well. I had to call out of work due to an illness. I let them know the market meltdown. Yeah, I can't come into work today. The markets are red. Wish I had more dry powder. You think we bottomed up? I think we probably have. We're seeing a lot of wicking up to the upside on a lot of the alts, and same with Bitcoin, as you can see. Like we bottomed out here on Quant, and then we wicked way back up here to $59. Same thing if we go over to, we're seeing it across the board on all of the alts and Bitcoin as well. Look at JASMY, bottomed at 1 cent 5.8 and then wicked all the way back up to 1 cent 9. Very similar on Bitcoin. See, we were down at 49,000, 48.9, I think we got to. Now we've wicked all the way back up over support at 54. So because we're seeing that, and guys, the RSI on all time frames on all crypto essentially is like way oversold, right? Like 26.88 on BTC. Crazy, right? KRS, man, what's up? What goes down must come up. Don't panic. Buy more. Yes, exactly. It went down. It's going to come back up. That's exactly it, right? Leroy, I finally made a live stream. Best community out here. Welcome to the live stream, Leroy. Great to have you, brother. Great to have you, man. Guys, if you're new here, make sure you're smashing that subscribe button, because all of this stuff that's happening right now, if you were here, we told you guys over the last 4 days that this was coming, right? We've been talking about it for 3 or 4 days now. So you're going to want to definitely smash that subscribe button. Since this crash happened, do you think projects like JASMY can still hit at least? Oh, of course. Of course. This crash isn't going to stop that. 100%. In a way, I guess it's good to keep your paper hands out and a lot of selling pressure. Yeah, because here's the thing. We need those paper hands to come back in when things are going parabolic so they can be our exit liquidity, right? So it's kind of a good thing. All right, guys, I'm going to get into some of the news. We're going to get into some of the stuff that's happening across the market here, guys. So listen, I'm going to jump over to the news. If you have any altcoin requests or anything like that you want me to look at, any questions, send it over in a super chat and I will get to it post haste. But let's get into some of the news. All right, so Swift, message from Swift Blockchain, guys. They say your strategy should not be temporary. Maintain a long-term perspective and focus on the future potential of your crypto. Exactly. That is exactly what your mindset should be, guys, right? Your strategy should not be temporary. All right. Now let's go. We're going to have a look at some of the Squawk Box news that's going on, okay? So it makes sense that the global markets will sell off, and explain what to keep an eye on this week. Let's have a listen into a couple of videos we have from Squawk Box, guys. Listen up.
times like this in the past, it always would help to know, Tom, whether it's a sharp, scary spike down, which a lot of times the other side looks just like it, or people are hoping for that so much that they don't see that it might have longer to go. Do you get the feeling that this is not going to be a major sell-off?
For now, I think it is the former that you described. You know, we have over 3 days, suddenly markets reverse, and you know, Japan down over 20%. And as you're pointing out, the NASDAQ could even, you know, decline further. Declines like that are generally symmetric, but you have to watch the VIX. And when the VIX peaks and starts to roll over and fall down, the recovery can be just as quick. I think a lot of this depends on whether financial conditions in the US start to tighten, you know, meaning like, do markets seize up? But with interest rates falling, you know, the consumer's still in pretty good shape. I think on the other side of this, it'll look like a growth scare, but it doesn't mean that
it's a
today's
growth
the bottom.
Scare.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting that it almost looks like the market's doing what the Fed didn't do again. It's almost like once again they're there, but not really ahead of what's happening, and they're reacting, not anticipating, kind of again.
Yes.
On the way up and on the way down.
Yeah, the 2 years is signaling that the Fed is behind, because 2-year yields have fallen further. But it does seem like, as we look back, a lot more this is because of the surprise hike from Japan, and the sort of knock-on effects from there. If that is the primary source of the reaction, I know it's going to be tumultuous for markets, but for the U.S. economy, it's not necessarily bad news, and I think that's why we can balance.
Some of your great and accurate calls have been based on inflation coming in like you thought, much cooler than the market was thinking at the time. I guess the flip side of that is that there can be the dual mandate, there can be labor market weakness associated with why that's happening. Was the asymmetric risk, maybe it wasn't asymmetric, maybe there was a great risk to the job market?
Well, you know, markets don't like surprise. I mean, Friday's jobs report was disappointing.
How far back did they go with revisions down, too? It almost looked like the whole story, the whole narrative that we had is suspect about
That's right. And I think many expected that because, you know, the establishment survey versus household had so many gaps. And so that's kind of converging. But that means markets are waiting until August payrolls report, which is not for 4 more weeks, to really know. But I'd say, to me, it still seems like July, even as bad a report it was, is more of an aberration. And I think the trend is still...
Weather, there's a couple of things in it that people...
Yeah, there was almost a record number of people that were having temporary layoffs and people who weren't working due to bad weather. And Texas had a big spike in jobless claims. So it does look like the hurricane had some effect, although the BLS said there was no effect.
Is blaming the hurricane for the jobs reports? Okay. Anyway, I got some pretty cool Myria news, guys. Check this out. Very bullish on Myria. Myria ERC20 token support for developers and users. We're thrilled to announce a significant milestone for Myria's ecosystem with the release of the ERC20 token support. Developers and users will both benefit from this update, which enhance the functionality and accessibility of Myria's Layer 2 network. Let's take a look at what the ERC20 token support brings to the table. So Myria's core infrastructure is already in place. We are now ready to better assist developers who reach out to us. With added support for ERC20 tokens, developers can start integrating and testing their tokens ahead of their launch. Seamless transactions by registering the whitelisting your ERC20 tokens on the Myria Layer 2. Your token can be deposited onto the Myria Layer 2, transferred without any gas fees between L2 wallets, and withdrawn to the Ethereum mainnet. High speed and volume. Take advantage of Myria's high speed and high volume Layer 2 network to quickly transfer ERC20 tokens. Rewards leverage Myria's infrastructure and reward users with ERC20 tokens without the wait times and gas fees of the Ethereum mainnet. Use cases, campaign rewards. Distribute your ERC20 tokens as campaign rewards before launch and gameplay rewards. Distribute your ERC20 tokens as gameplay rewards for reaching achievements and objectives within your game. Developers can use the Myria SDKs and register and sign in users, allowing them to distribute ERC20 token rewards with ease. Available features. Whitelisting requests. We've unlocked the ability for developers to request whitelisting of their tokens on our platform. Now is your best chance to get in early. SDK documentation. We've added comprehensive SDK documentation to guide developers through the entirety of the integration process. If you're a developer who wants to get early access to support for ERC20 tokens, feel free to contact us. ERC20 token support for users. But that's not all for Myria community members. We're working on an enhanced user experience for managing ERC20 tokens. This new feature will allow users to add and interact with ERC20 tokens within their wallets. What's coming? User interface enhancements. The UX for adding new tokens for your wallet is under development and is expected to be completed after August. Token management features. Once a developer launches their ERC20 token on Myria, users will be able to whitelist the developer contract's address in their Myria wallets. This will unlock the ability to deposit, withdraw, and transfer tokens, as well as view balances and interaction history. We believe these updates will significantly enhance the functionality and user experience on Myria, making it a preferred choice for developers and users alike. So here's the thing, guys. Okay, I'm going to get back to this in a second, but the reason I don't like everyone's not everyone, but that one person was like, well, why aren't you talking about Black Monday? Because there's a lot of good, positive stuff that's happening, a lot of development and a lot of great projects like Myria, for example, that I like to bring that to your guys' attention so that everyone's not all doom and gloom and they can see, look at the development, look at the progress that's happening with these great projects. Not just Myria, guys. We also have the KRC20 standard coming out for KASPA as well. Remember that. There's a lot of good stuff coming out in the market right now. A lot of reason to be positive instead of negative, right? Future developments. Looking ahead, Myria is planning to support Layer 2 minting and marketplace ordering via developers whitelist ERC20 tokens. This will further expand the benefits of building on Myria. Stay tuned for more details and don't hesitate to reach out if you're a developer eager to start with the ERC20 tokens on our platform. The future is just ahead and around the corner. And if you don't know about Myria, guys, Myria, very much like Gala, is a blockchain game development studio and an Ethereum Layer 2 solution powered by Starkware. A scale digital asset, NFTs, and blockchain gaming, Myria utilizes ZK rollup tech to supercharge the ecosystem and bring the next generation of gamers into the blockchain. Myria has a thriving community of over 500,000 users, and more than 270 blockchain projects are already building on Myria's blockchain. Thanks to ZK technology, users can expect high transaction speeds, zero gas fees, and free NFT minting. Very bullish on Myria. That is for the people who ask me if I'm still bullish on Myria. The answer is an astounding, oh, hell yeah. More Squawk Box, guys. Listen up.
And what tends to happen, you see the VIX spike the way that it has done Friday, and now, of course, today up above 52 or so on the VIX. With that, it's rarely a good day to sell, is what I would tell folks. So even though there's some panic in the marketplace right now, you're seeing it across the board, multiple asset classes, multiple countries. We feel that usually a snapback is at least a better selling opportunity when the fear is running as high as it is.
Because it looks like a really good day to sell as far as the averages go. But you're saying that if a snapback were to occur, you could sell at better prices. But you're still saying sell. Well,
we're saying sell ahead of a deeper correction.
You think that's coming?
We do. So we've been calling now for a seasonal correction. We thought it would start later than this, but it appears to have begun in terms of the momentum to the downside. So we feel that with the snapback, you'll have an opportunity to get out at a better price ahead of that seasonal correction, or at least wait for new purchases. You know, a lot of our clients are long-term investors. They're going to hold through this type of corrective phase. So we simply tell them either, you know, get hedged partially from a top-down perspective into strength, or wait to add new exposure.
Now, I'm one of those people that holds through the corrective phase. I'm not waiting for a snapback to sell in case there's a deeper correction. Screw that. I'll just keep buying the deeper correction. Ain't nobody got time for that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What else do we got going on Squawk Box? That's some horrible advice in my opinion, but what else do we got?
Austin, there's a perception out there that the economy is either in or close to a recession, and the Federal Reserve is about to embark perhaps on an emergency cut or a series of rate cuts that will slash the federal funds rate. I'm wondering if you could comment on where the market is priced and also what your perception is or your outlook is for the economy and the funds rate.
Well, look, Steve, you know that I'm not allowed by rules to talk about what happens at the meetings or anybody's opinion but my own. I've been saying to you for a long time that we've been in a restrictive posture at the Fed. If you look at the Fed funds rate minus inflation, the real Fed funds rate is as high as it's been in a long time. And we're at the peak, even in this cycle, as inflation comes down. And you only want to be that restrictive if you think there's fear of overheating. And that these data, to me, do not look like overheating. So I think the Fed is forward looking. The Federal Reserve Act gives us a straightforward job to stabilize prices and maximize employment. And that's what we're going to do. And so as you see jobs numbers come in weaker than expected, but not looking yet like recession, I do think you want to be forward looking of where the economy is headed for making the decisions. And remember that, say, the payroll jobs number is plus or minus 100,000 a month. So be a little careful over concluding about things in the margin of error.
Would you step back, Austin, and maybe sort of put it in context? Jobs number was probably the worst number we've had. We've also had a bad ISM manufacturing index. Are there other indicators out there that suggest to you that we've missed the idea that this economy is in recession or about to go into one?
Yeah, the manufacturing's a little complicated for the reason that we went through a pandemic with a downturn where spending on physical goods went up very unusually compared to previous business cycles. So you knew that as people shift back what they're spending towards services and away from manufacturing, that there would be some weakness in manufacturing, even separate from the business cycle. So we gotta calibrate that one, and it's not as easy. Now, that said, there are other cautionary indicators that I've been citing for a long time, like the rise in consumer delinquencies, the rise in small business defaults. Those things have been trending the other way, and now they're to levels that they have not settled at levels that you think of as being during boom times. On the other side, if you look at domestic purchases, the GDP number was relatively stronger than we expected.
Right.
The previous one was a little weaker than expected, but in total, the economic growth continues still at a fairly steady level.
Also, I want to ask this outright. The market is priced for 150 basis points or more of cuts by through January, for a 50 in September. Is the market over its skis here? Do you think it's sort of embraced a panic about the economy that you don't have?
Well, look, you know I never like binding ourselves ahead of time before meetings, even a single meeting, much less 5-6 meetings from now, because we're going to get a lot of information. It seems like there's a lot going on in the world as well. You got the Bank of Japan raising rates when everybody else is cutting rates or thinking of cutting rates. And so you got movements in the exchange rate. And so the international component of this is probably a little more complicated. I think the market's reaction, if you just plot out what their projected Fed funds rate will be, and plot it against what the actual Fed funds rate does, you can see that it's the market's job to react and it's the Fed's job to act. And one of those moves with a lot more volatility than the other.
I understand, I think, what you're saying there. Is there a chance, Austin, you think of an emergency cut between now and September?
Look, like I say, I'm forbidden to talk about what people's opinions are or speak for the committee. You've seen the table. It's a huge table. So everything is always on the table, whether that's increases, cuts, et cetera. But the Fed's job is very straightforward. Maximize employment, stabilize prices, and maintain financial stability. That's what we're going to do. We're forward-looking about it. And so if the conditions collectively start coming in that on the through line, there's deterioration on any of those parts, we're going to fix it. That's the Chicago model. There's no bad weather. There's only bad clothing. The conditions come in, we're going to respond.
Austin, I think the question is the balance.
Yeah, the conditions have come in, dude, right? I think he's just saying a whole bunch of nothing because he doesn't want to give anything away. But I honestly do think we see massive cuts between now and the end of the year. I think we're going to start with an emergency Fed meeting, like I said yesterday. Now they're talking about having it. We're going to see probably a 50-point basis point cut right off the top, in my opinion. I think we're going to see another one in the middle of September at the regular FOMC meetings. I think we're going to see quite a few cuts before the end of the year. The White House is going to start applying massive pressure to the Fed to start cutting rates. They cannot go into November with an economy in the shitter. They can't do it, right? And expect to win an election. So the White House is most definitely going to start applying a lot of pressure to get these rate cuts in action. So that's my opinion on it. What else do we got? As I was telling you guys earlier, as you can see, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF IBIT sees $1.45 billion in the first hour of trading volume today, guys. Told you, they're buying. They're buying right now. While everyone else is panicking and falling for it, while retail is, they're buying. And like I said, even Lark Davis says, holy, Israel backing down, the Fed calling for an emergency meeting. Good news. Absolutely, man. Good freaking news. All right, what else do we got? So the Fed expectations are increasing in Bitcoin and markets. Will there be an interest rate cut before September? Fed member Goolsbee announced. While the risk of recession in the U.S. increases after the collapse of Bitcoin and global markets, investors expect the Fed to hold an emergency meeting and cut interest rates before September. At this point, as expectations increase, Wharton professor Jeremy Siegel, who participates in CNBC's Squawk Box program, called for the Fed to cut interest rates by 1.5%. According to Siegel's 0.75 cut in the Fed emergency meeting in September, another 7.75 cut should be made. So a total of 1.5% by the middle of September is what he's calling for. Apart from Siegel, DeVere Group and CEO Nigel Green also stated in a note sent to clients that the Fed should cut interest rates soon rather than waiting for its next meeting in September. The surprising rise in unemployment in the U.S. on Friday lies behind the downward pressure on stock futures. The dollar and Treasury yields, according to the famous CEO. DeVere CEO has called for a 25 basis point cut from the Fed, while other analysts are recommending an imminent cut off the top to 75 basis points to avoid a recession. As Fed interest rate cut expectations increase, Fed member Austin Goolsbee made updated statements on CNBC answering the question about the interest rate cut calls made to the Fed. He said everything's on the table. Well, we just watched that interview, so I'm not going to bother reading that part. At this point, analysts think that if the Fed cuts interest rates before September, it may lead to a recovery in global markets, especially Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets. Also, guys, not only are they going to start cutting rates, in my opinion, you're also going to start to see that money printer turn on very, very soon. That's my opinion on it. But we got more Squawk Box to go through, so let's check it out, guys.
The global sell-off intensifying this morning, led largely by tech. Want to bring in Dan Ives, Managing Director at Wedbush Securities. We're looking at the NASDAQ now off about 856 points. Of course, Apple, NVIDIA, some of the big laggards. Dan, what do you make of the sell-off? It's a falling knife at the moment. Do you want to catch the knife?
Yeah, I mean, look, for us, we're navigating investors to this white knuckle moment in terms of looking at the tech names and the winners, what I believe is going to be this AI revolution. Look, there's no doubt that investors over the weekend and today calling, trying to say, is this the end? Is this the end of the tech bull market? I don't believe it is. I believe this is just a massive fear panic that will create the opportunities for NVIDIA, to own Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet. And that's always been our playbook the last 24 years covering tech.
So when clients call you this morning, are you telling them to buy on this? We'll describe it as weakness, but boy, it feels like it's more than weakness.
Yeah, I mean, we've been basically, I would say almost table pounding in terms of put the levels, put the names that you want to own that I believe are really going to view this as more of an opportunity rather than as sort of catching a falling knife because of where the growth is. You look at earnings, you look at the numbers. I mean, I'm here actually in Tokyo, and across Asia. The demand is here for AI. That is not leaving despite what we're seeing with this Nikkei sell-off here in the global rout. That's what we're telling investors across the world today.
So they're telling their investors to buy the dip. Buy the freaking dip, guys. And here we go. I think we got one more from Squawk Box. Check this out. He's calling for the rate cuts.
What do you make of what happened Friday, and what do you think of what's happening right now?
Well, I think, first of all, the economy is apparently slowing. I think everyone now recognizes that perhaps, but that's as intended. I mean, the Fed's been in a relatively tight mode for some time to try and get the inflation numbers down. So I'm not sure anyone should be surprised by the numbers. It was a little bit on the upside perhaps, but unemployment is still 4.3%. Inflation still between 2.5% and 3%, depending on which of the two measures you look at. So we are in a slowdown period, and I think that's going to take us further down the road to getting price inflation down towards the goal. Now, the market is reacting, and the market was, many people thought, in a fairly frothy spot to begin with. So that's backing off. But I think the real economy is slowing modestly and will probably continue to slow. But it's not falling apart. I mean, GDP was up in the second quarter. Vital demand, while it's leveling off, is still reasonably good. So those are important things to remember as well. And then finally, real interest rates, if you think about the rate, the Fed funds rate being 5.25% plus, and inflation 2.5 to 3, real rates are still above 2%.
Right.
But I think that's by intent to bring it down. So there's probably room to cut, and I think the Fed will do that. But I don't think we should be panicked as much as the market.
Tom, as you've been speaking, the Dow has continued to fall. We're now down. If we opened up right now, we'd open up, down, if you will, on the Dow about, well, we'd be off more than 1.5%. I think it was actually worse than that just before.
No, it is. That's
890 points. Yeah, I don't
fair
know.
Value is down at 890.
Let's flip this
900
points
on the NASDAQ.
And 900 points on the NASDAQ. Tom, one of the questions that's been asked is whether you think the Fed might try to cut before September, given that it now appears that they have been late.
If you're judging by the stock market itself, that's one thing. You're talking about the economy more broadly. there is pressure there. So, and it wouldn't be, so to answer your question, if the Fed is concerned about the real economy more than the stock market, it could decide to have an interim conference call meeting, telephone meeting. That's been done. I mean, Greenspan did it more than once or twice for sure, and others. So that's a possibility, yes.
And the real economy obviously is different than the stock market, Tom, but there's something called a wealth effect. And, you know, depending on how far this goes, people certainly don't feel as flush, and companies might look at what's happening and say, why would I hire going into something like this? And, you know, we already saw Intel with maybe 15,000. So, you know, if a lot of those were government jobs, illusory for the past 8-9 months, I don't see anyone at this point being too excited about hiring. And then it kind of feeds on itself, and the stock market becomes the real economy.
If the stock market, if fear takes over, and it has in the past, and you get people panicked in the real economy as well as in the stock market, then you could have a much quicker slowdown in the economy than what you hoped for if you're an FOMC member. There's no question about it, and they have to pay attention to that. But at the same time, you still have inflation well above the target. You have to be mindful of that, and keep that in mind. But there is room to cut when real interest rates are above 2%. There's room
Would you
to
cut before September, Tom?
I think if the CPI numbers or especially the CPI numbers come in this month much lower, then you would have, I think, a rationale for an interim cut. If it came in down well from the 3% number, you could come down. And if I were the Fed, what I would be saying is, we're going to follow the CPI or the PCE, depending on your timing. We're going to follow it down. So if it comes down, we're going to move rates down. And that way you take some of the politics away, but you also are, in a way, saying we're going to cut rates in a systematic fashion. And I don't see anything wrong with doing it that way.
Rate cuts are coming, guys. They're trying to talk about it in a way so that people don't panic when they do it, right? Because they're scared that them cutting rates is going to signal that they're panicking, right? So I think that they're just trying to make it seem like, oh, you know, if we decide to, we decide to. Like, they're trying to be all nonchalant and cool about it, right? But if we look over at the Dixie, guys, fantastic. We've been waiting for this for weeks and weeks and weeks, months. We've been waiting for this collapse of the dollar, guys. Finally, we get it. We had the double top, as we've called for a while now. We've had this support level that's been very relevant for quite some time. Here, 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 obviously here, here. We finally collapsed below it. Very, very nice. Obviously, the dollar is not even close to done. I think it ends up somewhere around that 101 level, somewhere down here. That's where I think it's going to go. But so far, so good as we see the continuation of the collapse of the dollar. Very nice. What do we got over here? We got, check out these inflows, guys. Here's a look at the Bitcoin trading volume as it bounced off 50K this morning. Whales are accumulating.
You are now about to witness the.
Oh, I can't play it because of the music. I'll mute it. There, now you can watch it. Check it out. Look at that volume, guys. Look at the volume, especially into America. Holy smokes. Whales are buying, guys. Whales are buying at an unbelievable rate. That is why I will continue to buy as well. I will not be stopped. What else do we got? BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF has now surpassed 1.55 billion in trading volume in the in the first hour of trading. It's up even more, guy. It was up even more. $1.5 billion in trading volume in the first hour. Crazy, guys. Crazy. More you should consider. BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, and MicroStrategy have not sold their Bitcoin despite the market crash. So they're not selling. Why are you considering it, right? And we're starting to see some green in the market, guys. We are starting to see some green. We're starting to see some recovery. Look, Myria is up 10.1% now. XCN is now up 9.1%. Algo's green, Helium Mobile's green, Ondo, LCX. We're starting to see some green, guys. Not too bad. The volume remains insane. All right, let's get back into the chat. No, 60 cents, not this year. Be lucky with 10 cents, bro. Be realistic. I don't like the word realistic, my friend. Being realistic is accepting mediocrity in your life, which I do not accept. I am capable of exceptional things, and I do not accept realistic. No way, just 10 cents though. The market shifts quickly. JASMY, even with the FUD market selling and pure bull run, is already up over 600%. Exactly. Dude, even BTC at 70K, JASMY was barely at 3 cents too. Come on now. So what BTC needs to hit 150K before even 15 cents for JASMY. Come on. I don't think you quite have a fundamental understanding of how the market works, my friend. That's not how it works. BTC pulls the price of things up. You're underestimating a lot of things. Altcoin season, for one. We're talking about the parabolic part of the bull run kicking off sometime in Q3. I think that you've just been so used to being negative for so long that you've lost the fundamental understanding of how fast this market can actually work. We were like 4 days ago, Bitcoin was at $70,000. It reached down to 49, and you seem to be lost on the potential of the volatility in a market, right? I have no doubt I will be a millionaire soon after this little charade. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. GSD, what's up, man? I'm loving the fear in the market. When market fears reach my wife's ears, who doesn't follow crypto, then you know it's being felt. This is the dump before the pump. It always gets dumpiest before it gets pumpiest. Exactly. And Zoe, what's up, man? Hey, Rob, do you know what time the Fed meeting? Do we know if they're going to cut rates? Still waiting for more details on that to come out, Enzo. James, hey Rob, how are you? I'm good, brother. I am good. I continue to DCA. I picked up another 200 KXCN today and 17.2 million now. Wow. Congratulations on that bag, James. That is epic. You deserve to be wearing the Batman outfit in your photo. Hey Rob, where do you see the see farm going? I noticed the all-time high differs from site to site, like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. I agree. I could see it hitting somewhere around $1,000. Something like that would be realistic. David, time is money. We're still waiting for Binance to release from the zone. Yes, exactly. There's a lot going on. JASMY, Coinbase, absolutely, absolutely. Pepe, oh my God, I'm selling everything. We're all gonna die. Current market mindset apparently is buy the fear to get exponential gains. Sell everything at a loss, and when in fear. Yeah, no kidding, man. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Exactly. Market always pumps in these times of fear. We will see Bitcoin at 30K. I don't know if it'll go quite that far. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, I would love to see JASMY at sub 1 penny again. I would love the opportunity to stock up more, sub 1 cent. That would be amazing. Hopefully, so there's a DCA room. Yes. Pepe Coin, keep dreaming. Jesse, what's up, man? Yo, Rob, God bless my brother. God bless you too, my friend. Such a crazy time. Excited to see what happens. It was a scary morning. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of people get bored with when there's no volatility in the market and stuff. But, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. This is exciting. This is an exciting time. This is opportunity. Where there's fear, there's opportunity. When it does, don't call it a scam when you buy it at 3 cents. Fast Too Curious, what's up, fam? Good. It's been a minute. Where you been, man? Why you peasants so scared? It's all your money allocated to crypto. You should invest only what you can afford to lose. Exactly. Exactly. Light, what's going on, man? I still remember some years ago, people waiting for a 2K. I remember about, was it 2 years ago when Bitcoin was 15K and you had all of the biggest content creators out there. We had Wendy O and BitBoy and Altcoin Daily and George telling everybody to sell so that they could buy back in because Bitcoin was going down to 9 to 10K. And guess what happened? It didn't drop below 15K, guys. It just started to skyrocket from there, right? That's why you have to have a fundamental understanding of the charts yourself, because these people will lead you to scorched earth portfolios if you just blindly listen, right? Best to just buy at prices regardless of DCA instead of timing the market. Yes, exactly. Timing the market will never work, man. Just don't buy the tops. Hope you guys get financially free. JASMY bandwagon. I don't think so, Pepe Coin. We've been talking about JASMY since it was like 204, man. We were talking about JASMY when nobody was talking about JASMY. This channel has been the one of the only channels out there that has been loyal to JASMY from day one. Anything but a bandwagon channel. Either we're going down more or up from here, but today's a decent entry point. Yes, that's exactly a good way to look at it, right? It's a good DCA opportunity no matter how you slice it. Enzo says, people smash the like button twice. Pepe Coin twice. Newbies hit the button twice. Crypto Holmes, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. When we start getting the haters telling Rob he never told them anything, it's when I know we made it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Some people will be that way, and I'm fine with it, right? If you know, you know. What do we got? Rob, I was meaning to ask you about Yearn Finance. Last bull run, Yearn hit 92K around there. Right now, Yearn is at 5K. You think it can surpass its all-time high? Let's go have a look. Yearn Finance. Let's have a look at Yearn Finance. Oh, that's Canadian. Sorry, let me put it back to US before anybody panics. Sometimes I forget to switch it. People are like, what the hell? Good times. Well, I mean, the max supply, if it's actually 36,000 coins, I mean, all-time high was, 93,000. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to pass that, but what's the current market cap? 166 million. It is going to wreck some ass, though. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely going to wreck some ass. Will it break its all-time high? Maybe not, but it could. It definitely could. That's for sure. The potential's there, but I wouldn't wait for it. I would say just even if it does half of that, and you're getting in at a little under $5,000, you're still making a fantastic profit, right? Opportunity comes but once, Rob. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. This is a once in a lifetime thing, guys. You have to understand when it comes to crypto. When this is over, when this years down the road, when this passes, you're going to look back 20 years from now and you're going to say, man, I was buying everything back then, right? I was talking to somebody from work this weekend, and I was telling them about crypto, and I was saying to them, because they didn't know anything about it, right? And I told this individual, I said, look, this person is like 22 years old, okay? And I told them, I said, I was your age in the early 2000s, late 90s, right? And I was in the exact same position that you're in now, but with the stock market and the internet, right? And I was oblivious to what was going on. I didn't do any research. I didn't pay attention. And I missed out on life-changing wealth opportunities at that time. I said, you were living through that time right now. You were 22 years old. I would highly advise you start looking into crypto, start looking into AI, start looking into these projects, because you were missing out on an opportunity. In 20 years, you will look back and say, why the hell was I not throwing at least a few $100s into this stuff? Right? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It really is. It may not come around again for this type of opportunity for investment. It may not come around again for another 50 to 100 years, if that. Lord of the Realm, what's up, man? It's a beautiful morning at DCA, everybody. Moments like this is where new millionaires are made. Exactly. Bear market. When things are red, that's where millionaires are made, not when things are going parabolic, right? Because if you're not buying at times like this, then when things go parabolic, you're not a millionaire, right? I'm going to easily hit my bag goals now. Absolutely, man. Rob, this time you need mans, not boys. If you know, you know. Exactly. You get a chance to buy a piece of Earth. You mentioned it a while back. No, I haven't had a chance yet, to be honest. I've been so hyper focused on some of these alts that I've been chipping away at. So I have not had an opportunity to add a new project yet to my portfolio. If you're over on, if you're a member, Lily, you know what I'm buying right now. So you know what it is. You know what it is. All right. So that's the news, guys. Anyway, things are not looking too bad. Things are starting to recover. We're seeing some green candles. Can JASMY get back over 2 cents and close the daily and the daily candle today over 2 cents? That'll be a good start, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go eat some lunch, head off to the gym, get in a workout. I will be back this evening for another live stream, so make sure you guys are here for that around 7 Central, so right around the daily close. So make sure you guys are here for that. As always, guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Guys, book your one-on-one coaching sessions, especially at times like this. People are panicking. They're scared. Jump over to the Patreon, guys. The link is in the description. Get your one-on-one coaching sessions booked, guys. I can help you in any way when it comes to crypto. Definitely get your spots booked. We're booking into next week right now. The spots are filling up fast. So get in. Again, the link is down below. And I'll see you guys later this evening.